Truths about God's blessing over you. Number 1. God is the source of all blessing. There are God's words spoken through his priests to his people. God is a God who blesses. In fact, when God created Adam and Eve, the first thing he did was bless them. And the last thing he did, he blessed his apostles. As Jesus was taken into heaven, he was blessing his apostles. Jesus is a source of blessings. Our lives, the air we breathe, the food we eat, the feet and hands that help us walk and eat and carry, and more. Number 2. God blesses us personally. 6 times these verses repeat you, and each time it is in the singular form, rather than blessing Israel corporately in these verses. God of the universe blesses each one personally. In a crowd of more than 2 million, God saw each one. God sees you. God knows you intimately, cares for you individually, and blesses you personally. God cares for each and every one and blesses us. God heals us when we are sick. God bends down and benefits us. The Hebrew word for bless means to kneel down. Used metaphorically here, it shows that God bends down to give us himself, and with that, all of his benefits. His faithfulness, mercy, forgiveness, grace, love, comfort, joy, hope, guidance, redemption, adoption, acceptance, and more. Tell us we have every spiritual blessing through Jesus, because God is infinite. We can never reach the ending of his blessings. God gave Jesus, and he died for us on the cross so our sins can be cleansed. How God blesses us as a father to his child. How can God lift his countenance upon us if he is in heaven and we are on earth? Doesn't he look down upon us? The words are a picture of a father lifting his child in his arms above him. Just as that father lifts up his beaming face to that child, God shines his full pleasure, his full goodwill, and his full joy over you as his child. We are God's children, and he blesses us, and he is a father to us. God's blessing brings peace. Who doesn't want peace? But God's peace is more than the absence of strife. The Hebrew word for peace is shalom. Shalom stems from the word which means restoration back to the original state. God's peace means not just harmony, but completes the wholeness, rest, and welfare, soundness, and safety. Take heart today in the worlds that often hard childhood God has bent down to bless you personally. God is infinite, benefits, gives them to you. And though the world may frown, God's beaming countenance is upon you. Today, child, walk in the fulfillment of Father's extravagant blessing. God blesses us. Blessings give us rest, health, soundness, and safety, which he brings peace to our lives. God's blessing never stops. Let's pray.
Amen.
Please bless us as we do our worship today. Please bless us. Bless the preacher that will give the word to the congregation. Please bless us. Help us, Lord, give us wisdom.
Amen.